Hey there, Bible buddies. I've got another Bible review for you today. And this one is an out-of-print edition that is in a translation that is no longer produced. This is the HCSB Compact Ultraththin Bible produced by Holman. Now, for those of you who don't know, the HCSB is the Holman Christian Standard Bible, and it was the older, kind of the parent version or the older edition of the CSB. It was originally the HCSB, and then they decided to drop the H for whatever reason, along with doing some kind of translation updates. So they did that, and then they've already updated the CSB as well again. So this one is kind of a few generations old, the grandpa of the current CSB, if you will. So go ahead and take a look at this one. This was a very interesting find for me. I bought this one when I very first got into buying higher end Bibles, I guess, because this one wasn't super high end, but it was kind of when I first started shopping around for Bibles. And I was on Christian Books one day, and I just kind of, did their little filter thing. I wanted to see what they had available for genuine leathers and that side of thing, and that kind of thing, or premium leathers. And I kind of sorted their little list, and I did a sort by price low to high, and this one was at the very top of the list, and it was $6. So as you can see, it's a brown genuine cowhide. It does say down here, and it was a brown genuine cowhide for $6. You can't really beat that, especially in a translation that was kind of going defunct at that point. It was a few years ago, so it wasn't quite out of print yet, but it was kind of headed that way. So it was quite a nice grab. I did buy one for myself, and then I bought one for kind of a tuck-away Bible somewhere else, so that I could always have one, because it is a pretty small edition, without being incredibly ridiculously hard to read. But we'll go ahead and get started. We'll take a look here at the box. You can see all the little sorts of stamps and information and that kind of stuff there. I'll try to get it to where you're not seeing my camera, but I don't think I'm going to have much luck. And it is on this super high gloss packaging, and there's the UPC. I don't know if that's going to do you any good now, because like I said, it's long out of print, but maybe it'll help you find it on eBay or something like that if you're interested. There's a little text sample. And that's the box. Now, funny enough, it is a two-piece box, a nice two-piece box, pretty thick, and it did come wrapped in black paper, 2 pieces of black paper there, to kind of keep it, nice and minty fresh, I guess. But it's just kind of nice because it gives it an air of niceness that I think this Bible deserves. So we'll go ahead and take a look here. It is a brown genuine cowhide, and that is evident right off the gate. I mean, this leather is exquisite. You can see the kind of the grain to it, and you can see a little bit of kind of veininess here and there. It is a very nice grain pattern. Let me get you in close, see if you can actually see anything on it. But it's very nice. It's very clean. There's no imprinting. There's no perimeter stitching. No nothing. It's a very clean presentation. The spine, though, is where it is at. This is a nice spine, especially for a nice clean edition like this, where they're just kind of letting the grain of the leather speak for itself. You can see the nice grain on the front and the back, but then you have this very nice spine here with HCSB, Holy Bible, and then the Holman logo. And there are these amazingly nice raised ribs. And come on, like literally every other company who produces Bibles, guys, this was $6. You guys can do better raised ribs. I promise you can do better raised ribs for what you're charging for Bibles. This is the way to do raised ribs. These are very nice. You can tell that there's something underneath it. I would imagine a little strip of leather there to give it that nice raised kind of attribute. But it's a very, very well done spine. Very nice looking spine. One of the things that kind of drew me to it initially, other than the $6 price tag, you can't beat that. We'll go ahead and take a look. It is very much a brown edition, so it's the nice brown leather there. You have brown head and tail bands, and then one single brown ribbon. And the ribbon is actually a double-sided ribbon. Single-sided ribbon. But it is a pretty thick ribbon, despite it being narrow. So it's a pretty nice high-quality ribbon, and it has a nice angle cut there. And then it's just kind of a gilt edge, no art gilt on this one. So very nice there. Go ahead and get into it. You can see the nice corner work there. And it is a brown synthetic paste down liner. I'll show you the back. Very nice construction though. Really a very nice construction. For $6. You're going to hear me saying that quite a bit. Because it was a pretty good deal. Right? $6 for a Bible? You can't beat that. Especially a leather Bible. Alright, so we have the flyleaf there. And then we have the presentation page, which is nice and clean. I like the way Holman does it. Then you have occasions to remember. And I like this too because this is just some lined paper. So, you can fill in whatever you want. Marriages, birthdays, anniversaries. Or if you want, you can just use the space for notes, which is nice because it's lined paper. And they do give you kind of a, what is that, I guess, 3 pages of it, a sheet and a half of it. Then you have the first title page there. The Holy Bible, the Old and New Testaments. I'll go to the back side of that, the copyright page. And I will try and get you guys in here tight so you guys can see any information that you might want to grab off of this. You can see the various editions that they offered there in their UPCs or their ISBNs. And this was the first printing, it looks like, of 2015, done by R. Donnelly and Sons in China. So I guess they only did one printing of it because that was kind of the end of it when I grabbed it. Then you have the table of contents. God's plan for salvation. I love this when they put this in Bibles, especially the beginning, because I feel like this is the, this is kind of the core, core beliefs, not quite the core tenets, but this is the highlights. And it's interesting to have this in the beginning because, if you're, more than likely this Bible is going to, just be put in somebody's pocket or be a little evangelism tool. And it's nice having these tools kind of in the front and center, so to speak. Then you have an introduction to the HCSB translation. And it does look like it's the full, the whole hurrah, because it's got quite a bit of notes there. You have your Old Testament title page and Genesis. Now we'll go ahead and take a look. This font is a little bit smaller, but again, this is meant to be a compact edition, so I'm willing to live with that. We'll take a look there. It is a double column paragraph, and you do have some footnotes down here at the bottom. Turn the page, get into it. And we have, I'm going to show this to you, okay. So we have the book name and the chapter, and then the beginning verse, and then the book name and the chapter and the ending verse on the opposite page there. Let me see. So here you have, let me get it in frame. So you have Genesis 4:8, and that's the ending verse here, and then Genesis 1:31 is the beginning verse on this side. So kind of the range between the two pages. You have the page numbers indicated here in the gutter at the top of the page. I'm not super stoked about this because, not that I'm always going to give a page reference, but like if I'm ever looking for the page, it's all the way in the gutter, and it's kind of like a pain to open the Bible all the way up instead of just slipping through it. But this is fine. Either way, it's fine. It's not gonna kill me. So then we do have some running headers throughout here, little kind of subject headers there. And you do see the nice kind of paragraph, the poetic setting there. It looks great. And flip into it here. And I'll show you guys some more footnotes, actually. There's a sample of your footnotes. Your translator's notes, it looks like. Let's get over to the poetic setting. Isaiah, let's do Psalms. Bloop. And there you go. You have some nice poetic settings there. I was kind of a fan with this with the CSB, so I guess they got started off on the right foot. But I very much enjoyed the kind of the poetic setting of the CSB, and the HCSB looks very nice as well. You can notice that there's very few, or if any, single word lines, which is a big, kind of departure from how it seems like all the other translations tend to do it. Most translations just kind of wherever the word falls is wherever the line break happens, that's where the word falls, and it kind of lingers by itself. And it's not the best looking poetry. I mean, not that it's, that serious, but I certainly enjoy when a poetic setting is, kind of nice and evened out, and it just kind of flows nicely on the page and it looks nice. Go ahead and get you in tight there so you can see the opacity of the paper. Now, given the fact that it's such a thin edition, the opacity isn't that bad at all. It's probably a little bit better than what I would have hoped for, which is kind of a nice surprise. It's certainly readable, and I don't have any complaints as far as show-through is concerned. Now, this might be a better view of it there because you have a little bit more ink there with the 25 behind it, and the 24 you can see there. I don't know if you can see the 24 right there, but usually if you can read the page, 2 pages behind it, maybe that might not be the best for opacity, but it's not terrible, and certainly for a portable edition, it's fine. Let's go ahead and get to the New Testament. Right there, you have your New Testament title page. The end of Malachi. You have Matthew. We will see that it is a red letter text, and this is more of a kind of a maybe like a brownish red, burnt orange, something like that. I'll try and get you in close there. but it's not quite a red letter, and it's not quite a brown, it's not quite an orange. It's kind of a mixture of the three. But it's a nice color. It's certainly a good departure from, your standard kind of hot pink reds, and I feel like this color goes a lot better with the kind of the brown cover. So it's a nice kind of continued thematic color palette, if you will. But we'll keep going here to the end, and we'll see if there's anything in the back. I'm not sure if there is, only because, again, this is like a pocket edition. Maybe not a pocket edition, but a compact edition. So usually I tend to leave out all the good stuff. Looks like they have a little section here, helps. So there we have the end of the New Testament, then you have HCSB bullet notes. And it looks like these are some, almost like a glossary kind of, or a, yeah, kind of like a glossary. It's got some additional information on certain terms. Let me get you in close there so you can see it. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to find this edition. Certainly if you can find it for $6, I would say grab it. I wish I would have brought it to you guys sooner. But at that time, I did not have a YouTube channel that was dedicated to Bible reviews. So there's that. Awesome. My favorite section, where to turn. I love this. This is if you have like questions and you need quick answers. You'll go back here and you kind of look up what you're having trouble with. If you're when you lose a loved one, when you are sick, when you need guidance, and then you kind of flip to those verses that it gives you. And it does have a page number here. So if you're not familiar with the Bible, you're going to be digging into the gutter to find those page numbers. Then you have the table of weights and measures. And then the titles of Jesus. That's interesting. I like that. And it gives you verses that are associated with that. You have the Messianic scriptures that Jesus fulfilled. Then you have the parables of Jesus. It's a good bit of little helps back here. I like this. The harmony of the life of Christ. So there's your harmony of gospels. And then you get right into your maps there. And Holman, I always appreciate. I feel like they do the best maps. They're not super obnoxious with the colors. They're kind of subdued. And I love the paper that they put them on. It's a matte paper, and it's very thick. So if you wanted to kind of write with any sort of utensil, it would hold up fine. And they do get quite a bit of color on there. But again, it's not like a super bright, obnoxious color. At least to me, I know it's going to be different for everybody. But to me, this is kind of in my realm of likability, I guess. They look very good, very nice maps. I love these three-dimensional maps that they do too sometimes. And there you go. At the end, you just hit the last flyleaf there. No extra pages or anything, which again is kind of nice that they give you the line paper up front there, since there's nothing in the back to take notes other than this one kind of inside of the liner there. So, very nice Bible. Very nice compact edition of the Bible. Let's go ahead and get you guys some measurements. And we'll start with the length. And it is like 6 and 7/8 inch tall. And just under 4.5 inches, 4 3/4 inch wide. And then for thickness, it's just over an inch, like an 1.1/16. So, pretty trim edition. Let's go ahead and take a look at the font size. This is where it's all going to come apart. So let's look at the capitals first. I'll do an I one up. That'll be easy. Oh, yeah. Let's go down real quick. 7. It's about a 7-point capital in comparison to Times New Roman. And there's the H, the M in human. It's about, it's kind of in between the two. It kind of looks like a 7.25 font on the lowercase. So it's going to be right around a 7-point font. Certainly, if you are comfortable reading smaller fonts and you guys are interested in the HCSB, I would definitely recommend this one if you're doing some street evangelism, or if you just wanted something easy to tote around. This is certainly the way to go. The leather is very outstanding. It's very soft. Don't get me wrong. The cover itself isn't flimsy, only because it's a paste down construction and not like an edge line or anything like that. But the leather is very soft. It's a very soft leather. Very nice quality leather. I'm impressed with Holman's quality here. Bible buddies, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them down below. If you could, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Otherwise, until next time, Bible buddies, bye.